Welcome, plebs. This is the Respawn Point, and we're Respawn Mondays, a weekly video game show. Here, we talk about some of our favorite games while giving you the latest news updates. Join us here on the Respawn Point every week for help getting back into the game. I'm your host, Nick Berry, and with me we have our co-host, Elias Christensen.
Hey, Nick, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Awesome. So this is the 28th Respawn, and this week we're going to talk about some PUBG and what's going on with them, and then we'll move on to some other news topics. We're going to talk about saltiness in games, and yeah. So to get us started, we'll talk about what we've been playing for the week. I'll start us off this time. I've been playing some PUBG and Fortnite and League, just as normal. I feel like a robot every week. It's the same. But this week, I've been getting tilted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hardcore. So I was like, I need a break. I need a good, solid single player game. So I think I'm gonna pick up Arkham Knight because that was like the only Batman game I never played. Came out like 3 years ago. So
Must be, yeah.
yeah. So it's only like $20 on the PlayStation Store. So I'm gonna pick that up and probably play it this week.
Yeah, I remember there was a bunch of controversy about the PC edition for that.
Yeah, I think it had a bad launch.
Had a lot of bugs at launch.
Lols.
But your brother's been playing it. I actually watched some gameplay recently, and the car mechanics look pretty sick in that game. I played through Asylum City and Origins.
Yep.
Maybe I'll pick it up. I don't know. Maybe I'll pick it up with you. I think I definitely. It's been on my Steam wish list for a long time.
Yeah. So I was playing some Fortnite and PUBG, and I was telling you earlier, I was just getting smoked every round, so I stopped playing. And then I played a couple league matches, one with you, and I did bad in that game too. So yeah,
we won, and you did. I think you got a double kill at one point, and it wasn't that bad of a game.
I got like a B.
I get Bs all the time.
It didn't feel that good.
The league like player ranking or like game ranking or whatever, how the grading, how they do it for you is not. There's two different styles of playing. Like I've been trying to get S's on Vi for a long time because I want that blue banner, but it just doesn't happen, especially jungle, because you're getting kills or you're getting objective kills, not player kills. So I could get all 5 dragons and still get a B.
Yeah, they need to adjust at least for jungle. I feel like
maybe for jungle, for support.
I'm surprised they don't factor in dragons and stuff. 'Cause I know obviously CS is a big part of your grade.
Yeah, CS is a big part of your grade. I think jungle and support do need a little bit of tweaking in that area because I see supports get. I think our support got an S this last game that I played right before the show, and I think they died 4 times, which is, I mean, it's not like a high amount of times to die, but it was the same amount that I had, and I got an A. And I think the reason they got an S was because they had 90 CS as a support, which makes a lot of sense, because they're not supposed to get CS.
Right.
Which also means they weren't being a good support necessarily, depending on what they were doing.
Right.
So yeah, don't count that as a point against you.
Well, I mean, regardless, it was an interesting week, but I played a couple rounds of Fortnite before I came here, and I was just doing the challenges just because I wanted to get caught up on the challenges or whatever. I only have one left, but I actually ended up winning the last game I played before I came over here. I had like 6 kills. It wasn't like crazy solid, but I mean I won. There was a couple. I think there was like 2 1v1s that were pretty intense. So yeah, I mean it was solid. It made me feel better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's just no one has been on. I feel like every time I'm on,
our friends group has been a little.
Like Ethan's been busy, which I understand. Connor doesn't play games right now.
He plays League. I think he's playing League right now because Cooper's about to get the gold.
Wait, is he trying to stop him?
No, just beat him there.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. That's a joke and a supposition, but.
And then Jake is a hit or miss. I know he likes to play, but he's also,
Yeah, he's off or on.
And
I've been all about League.
He does stuff in real life, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's just been like me, and I usually don't like playing by myself. We've talked about that in So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting week. What about you though?
I was trying to think before the show. I think I've only played League this week, which is a really weird thing for me. Been having fun. I didn't have like a losing streak, but I'm not on any more winning streaks really. It's been a lot more even. As I get closer to silver, so hopefully I can keep improving. Also, I think we had some issues in our duo about tilting and just losing our cool. So that we were losing a couple games. It's always a little bit harder to stay focused when you're upset about things. But we cooled off and now we're winning again. I think I'm at bronze 2, 82 LP, so I think I should be able to get to bronze 1 tomorrow. I was hoping to get silver this weekend, but we were on a bit of a off and on thing, so didn't happen. But I think by next week, hopefully, if I'm good enough, I think I'm good enough.
You've been hitting it hard.
Yeah, I have. I've been testing out new jungles because I've been maining Vi, as you know.
Yeah.
So I've been working on Shyvana, or at least just figuring out what she's about. I think Shyvana doesn't necessarily have the best clear, but she can clear Krugs quicker than any other champ I've played. Like, because of her like area of effect, it just takes out all the small ones. You're just done and you leave. That's very fun. Usually I'll skip Krugs sometimes if it's like, well, that's going to take me like 15 seconds. It's a bit of a waste of my time. But on her,
it does give you the most gold though.
It does, yeah. But if there's action happening, Krugs is always the camp that I am at when action's happening and people are yelling at me, "Why aren't you there?"
Right.
And that's just happenstance, but that's how it works. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of that. I think I'm excited to get into Savage tonight. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But yeah, I've been just really focused on League, and I am having fun. It is interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
That's no, weird. It's good. I mean, yeah. Fun is usually the objective.
It's usually
the overall objective. I mean, yeah. I mean, it should be.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we can move on to the news, which is going to be the majority of the show. We have obviously this past week we have a number of things to talk about. So we can start off by talking about PUBG. Some interesting things happened this past week, which we can go into. So there was a new patch that went to the test servers, and then later that same day it went live. And we're not going to talk about the changes because they ended up reverting the changes. So what ended up happening was there was massive blue wall changes. The pacing was all changed. The walls moved a lot slower, but the time in between walls or zones was like really short, like sometimes just 60 seconds.
Wow.
So it was massive changes. And so they were implemented Wednesday night on live servers, and then less than 24 hours later, they were actually reverted after mixed feedback. And so it kind of makes you wonder, like, well, you put it on the test servers for like less than 8 hours, and then they moved it to live. It's like, you have test servers for a reason. Why didn't you leave it there for testing?
I could see if they didn't have a large enough player base on the test servers, they felt like.
Maybe, but like you have it for a reason to test stuff and get feedback.
And then I mean, this is a cynical viewpoint, but by putting it on and taking it back so fast, you show that you're listening to your community. So that's positive press in a way. It's weird, this whole story, but
the interesting thing is too, though, is that the times they implemented it, because it was what the servers went down at 10 p.m. our time. And so when they went back up, I got to play it sometime the next day, and then they must have gotten taken down. So if you think about it, certain parts of the world actually didn't even get to test it.
Didn't even get to test
or play it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people liked it. I personally liked it.
Like probably most people in EU didn't get to play with it.
Right.
Wow.
So like I know I only played a few games. I initially liked it, but again, I didn't play it enough to really know.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think it's on the test server even. So they kind of just got rid of it. And they made a whole blog post on exactly what was changing, and like they had a whole, table of walls and whatever.
Yeah, timings and
yeah. So I don't know. It's very interesting. I mean, you can kind of maybe expect or respect just the critical feedback from it, but you have to understand, like, people didn't get to play it that much. Maybe they played one game and they're like, whoa, this is crazy.
Yeah, and didn't even realize that it had happened.
Right, because they, if you're not following their Twitter, or pretty much if you're not following their Twitter, you don't know really what's going on.
Yeah.
And not everyone does. Some people just play the game.
Yeah.
So, like, to jump on and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, this is completely different. What happened?
Yeah.
It is understandable, but at the same time, that's why they should have left on the test servers, or at least leave on the live service for a little bit.
Yeah,
maybe get more people to say stuff.
2 days isn't a long time.
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't even that.
One day, like, I know when we were dealing with some of the changes leading up to launch, and the servers were just so bad, that felt bad because it was like a week of a play experience that we didn't enjoy.
Right.
One night of a play experience you don't enjoy, that's okay. You don't enjoy it, then you can go play another game. But if you want to come back, they fixed it within 1 to 2 days. 8 hours, yeah, that's...
Yeah.
You didn't even give it to all your players.
Yeah. So, it's interesting. I can't talk about it too much as far as how it played because I only played like 1 or 2 games. I mean, I could see them... Again, they should have left on test servers because I could see them adjusting it a little bit because at certain times, it was really quick. But at the same time, the blue wall, you could outrun on foot.
Mm-hmm.
So even if like you weren't ready for the zone to be closing in, you could still like outrun it at that point. So you weren't punished too badly for it. It really kind of just made the mid game move along quicker into zone because I mean I was playing with Matt and I kind of missed the changes because the mid game is just it's so long.
Yeah.
If you're not like in action, you're just sitting around waiting to see where the zone's going.
Plus, if depending on people's play styles, it's gonna mix it up. If people have to keep moving and you can't camp for so long, you're gonna have like let's say you didn't necessarily get a great position, you're gonna have more opportunities to pick those people out because they can't, just be sitting. It gets to this weird spot in the mid game where you're like, okay, no one's probably around us, but they could be anywhere.
Right.
Whereas in this scenario, there's more likelihood that you're going to be able to spot those people because they have to move too.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's true. The beginning of the game was unaltered for the most part. So it was still, a lengthy beginning of the match. I mean, I think as far as play styles, people would just have to adapt. I think people could still play more stealthy if they wanted to. It just kind of ends up where the zone is going, getting there first.
Yeah.
Playing the way you want to.
You have to prioritize playing the circle more than looting. In which case, you can win the game with an M4. Even if that's all you have, you can.
Oh, yeah.
And if you want to play that sneaky game.
Right.
So
yeah, I don't know. We'll update you guys as far as, obviously more stuff will probably happen this week, which we'll talk about next week. They haven't said too much yet. It's only Monday, so. But besides that, the things I think they did keep actually part of that patch was they adjusted the top of Miramar, the map. They added a bunch of towns. Like there's a whole new town in the northwest corner. There's a lake at the very north top. And I think there's one other location.
Oh, wow.
And then they've also adjusted a bunch of the roads throughout the whole map and also car spawns. I haven't been able to test it too much. I only played a couple times with Matt the other night. And we weren't even able to drop at the top of the map just because of the way the planes went.
Yeah.
But the idea there was to kind of balance out the map because if you really thought about it, there's nothing at the top of the map.
There's almost no
besides
reason.
The military. Yeah.
That's the only reason you go up there.
Yeah.
But unless you want a really, really, really slow game and you just want to drive around. Like
Pretty
that's
much.
your play style is I want to go driving.
I think what would have been cool, I think, for this map, I mean, maybe it wouldn't make sense, but if they had, like, where Picado is, they could have, it's almost kind of like Fortnite. Maybe they didn't want to copy them, but if they had, like, an oasis or some type of lake in the middle, maybe it's big enough where you just go around it.
Mm-hmm.
And that way you can kind of keep things more on the edges of the map. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
how big of a lake?
Like, the size of, like, Picado and maybe a little bit bigger.
That's not too big.
No.
In all honesty. I think that Erangel already has a couple spaces like that. Like
that's what I mean, though. Like, I feel like this is to such an extreme of there's just too much land to cover.
Yeah.
That was just my thinking on it, but I mean,
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I just know that map is. I think some people really like that map. It might be better now. I can't say for sure because I haven't played it too much. But I don't know. I feel like it needs. It's just really big sometimes.
Also, I would say the queues are a lot more balanced. Speaking of, you haven't played that map too much. I haven't gotten a ton in recent weeks.
Oh, yeah. No, we were surprised because we got Erangel a number of times last night.
Yeah, I think it's way closer to 50, if not more favorable towards Erangel. So, that's nice.
Another thing, along with the wall changes, I don't know. I don't think they kept it, but a thing that they were doing was for Miramar, the first zone was going to show up in the plane.
Yep.
So I don't know if they kept that because that was part of all the wall changes, so they may have reverted that.
But I'm sure that change is still incoming.
Yeah, I would hope so.
They're still planning on it.
I think it helped that map a lot, actually.
Yeah. Because a lot of times in Miramar, it's mistake. I don't know. Like, it feels like we shouldn't have dropped here. Like,
right.
You don't have a vehicle. You get into 1 or 2 fights, and 2 people die, and now you're a squad with 2 people left, and you have to drive halfway across the map.
Right. I think. Well,
I don't know why
they changed car spawn, so because the map that I felt like that map didn't have enough car spawns because you could drop somewhere and it's like there's no car here. We're screwed. The zone is at the bottom of the map. So again, more testing is needed on our part, but those changes are in place still. Obviously, besides anything with the wall. In other news, Savage is out again for testing. After the show, it will start at 9 p.m. Eastern, and it will end Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. So the show is recorded on Monday. So if you're listening to it after the fact, just know that it ends Wednesday night. Yeah. And a couple of adjustments they made to this map is that the blue zone now features a type of, what's the word? Adaptive.
The blue zone has AI now.
Yeah, it's more of an adaptive blue zone where it calculates and adjusts its waiting time based on the number of players left alive, which I think is actually genius. And I think they should implement it to all the matches. Yeah. Because certain matches, sometimes, 75% of the people die, and they're still, in the first wall or two. And so if you have less people, that would just say, like, okay, like, less people, let's just close it in faster.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not to such an extreme degree, but I think, I don't know. I think
I'm excited to see what the changes are, or exactly how it works. Because who knows, maybe if there's too many people, it will slow down.
Right, exactly.
So you could be able to have a little bit more time to fight rather than 20 people die to the zone.
It could be revolutionary.
I don't get the joke, but was there a pun there?
No.
You said it like there was a pun there.
No, sorry. No, I was just trying to be dramatic. No, yeah. I know, I do. I think it actually could be a game changer for PUBG as far as, I don't know. I feel like it could just be that one thing that makes it more, that makes it better.
I think dying to the blue happens way too much. Plus, if you think about it this way, if you're in a match with a bunch of campers, sneaky style players, the whole game might go slower and punish them. It. Or at least the game would adapt to the majority of players' play style. So if you have a lot of people brawling, like just going at it, people dying, then okay, yeah, let's just finish this out. This is what they want.
Right, exactly.
So let's keep it going. So it stays in tune with what your play style is, or at least the majority of players that you're with. I like that, yeah.
So you, the audience, will be able to test it for Savage. And obviously, they haven't given specifics as far as, how much it adjusts. So we'll be able to test it out, and I'll let you guys know next week. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to how exactly that plays out. There's also 3 new areas located in different parts of Savage. I know I was talking to Connor about our favorite dropping place, the Hunger Games Circle. And they added like monkey bars. over it and like some trees. I don't really know why. I mean, it gets rid of like the openness that it had. I think what they should have done is just added high loot there and made it like this is the Hunger Games circle.
I could see that those just being placeholder assets, because isn't the majority of that place still not textured?
Yeah, a lot of the bigger places are. Yeah.
Okay.
But they are wooden, but they do. It looks almost like a weird like plant thing.
Oh,
like monkey bars.
Oh, okay. Well, that's neat.
It's neat. It's just if you drop there, it gives you cover now. Mm-hmm. But I like the fact that it was open. It kind of made, like I said, a Hunger Games circle. Like, you know, if you drop there, grab a weapon, and it's just gonna be really quick action.
An even better version of school, basically.
Yeah, it was kind of like a hidden thing where like not a ton of people dropped there, but some people did, and it was interesting.
Okay, now I know what you're talking about. I've remembered where. Yeah,
I forget what it's called. It's called like something Grove or starts with a B.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was one of them. The other two,
I think I only dropped there once during the last testing.
Yeah. Me and Connor dropped there like every game if it was in the circle. It was just like it was fun.
Yeah.
So I don't know, kind of disappointed, but I'll see how that plays out. There's forget one of the locations, but the third location is like a dock. It has like a big ship even.
Yeah.
Which sounds interesting. So again, new locations. As far as the weather, they've added dynamic weather. Instead of it used to just change once during the match. Now it can change. It changes in real time. So kind of like Fortnite maybe. So yeah, that's interesting. The wet ground is supposed to look less shiny now. And they did say, oh yeah, I'll just read it. This is like their final, say for this test period. They said that the map won't be ready for a full release for a few more months, but in the meantime, we'll keep using these super short testing windows to drive development. We believe that working with players in an open development process is the best way to make a map that players love. So please keep the feedback coming. So,
that's pretty neat.
It's cool that we get to at least, test it out. It stinks that, it's still a few months away.
Yeah. It's interesting they say, so a few more months. It sounds like July-ish. I would say, I mean, midsummer would be a prime time to drop it. You're going to have kids off of school. You're going to have just a ton more traffic anyway.
That's true.
And might even hit during Steam summer sales. Who knows?
That's true, too.
But one of the other cool thing that they say in there is, the short testing windows to drive development, like they're keeping with their early access mentality, which is, I mean,
I think
love or hate early access. I think this process is a good idea.
Yeah. I think for this game especially, it fits.
Yeah.
Some people have mixed feelings about it, but I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it keeps the community more involved that way too. And yeah, I don't know.
Quick question about the Savage. Are there any custom? Like, are you able to do custom games on this map in the beta client? No?
No, I don't think so.
I was going to say, if you could, like, it'd be interesting to see how long it takes for the circle to count. Like, let's say you got 100 people in. Like, Shroud could do this. Like, just get 100 people to join and see if the circle even closes if nobody kills each other.
Right. That'd actually be really interesting.
Yeah. Just to figure out. But then it may learn from that, and it may not like that.
Right. I would still say they would have to set like max and mins with that.
Yeah.
But as I still think the idea is really good. I don't know. Anything else? I'm trying to think. I think I had a thought.
I don't think so. That's pretty much. Okay. We didn't mention that the clothing spawns were reverted.
Was that
think
reverted?
we didn't.
That was reverted. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I noticed. You put it in the docs. So yeah. Going on.
No. So they along with the stupid patch they reverted. They removed clothing spawns because everyone was asking for it.
Yeah.
And then they're back now with the revert. I don't know why.
Probably had to do with,
I guess,
a version change or something. Like maybe they went to an earlier version just like to quick take it out. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I was actually looking for it after when I was playing last night because I knew they had reverted back. I didn't notice too many, but I did notice like I think it was like a shirt or something. So they have to be back.
Yeah. I think I have been seeing overall less. I think they tuned it down at least.
Maybe. Again, I don't know why they're in there in the first place.
Yeah, I think at first it was a
thing.
cool way for people to try things out during early access.
Right, but now it's like.
But now, yeah, it's sort of pointless. Yeah.
Just the last thought on PUBG before we move on. Because they're saying it's a few months out, I would have to imagine that the new 8x8 map probably won't be coming until the holiday season.
Yeah.
Later in the year, which is fine. But yeah, that was just an observation I had. Moving on to Fortnite, because I was playing before the show, they didn't say anything about it. They actually just had a new news thing in the game. There's a new weapon coming soon. It's a light machine gun. It has a fast rate of fire, large magazine, and slow reload, like any typical light machine gun weapon.
I don't know if I like this change or this update because you have the minigun, and this feels like something that's going to usurp the minigun in usefulness.
Yeah, probably.
Because the only reason you get a minigun is to take down structures.
Yeah, they may remove the minigun.
I could see them doing that.
They've done that.
I could see them doing that because I don't think anybody uses it.
No,
for the most part.
There's too many things you need in your item slots.
Yeah,
like meds, potions.
Having it restricted to what is it, 6 or 5?
5.
5. It's not enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you have
especially having medical supplies. That's the bigger issue. Is medical supplies.
The biggest thing is probably maybe in squads you could make it fly because maybe a teammate has enough meds for everyone. Yeah. Or maybe just you and him.
You play a medic character or whatever.
Yeah, and
give
you're
him enough
like
ammo on the gun he has, and he just does that one job.
The minigun does have its uses. I just feel like I mean, even with like C4 and stuff, there's just it's tough.
Yeah. What's the likelihood of you picking up a C4?
Yeah, not high.
Not high.
Unless it's early game.
Yeah, unless you don't have anything and then you just use it right off the bat. You just want to use it as quick as you can.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. So they like we've talked about, they've removed the smoke grenades and moved them to the vault. Mm-hmm. They may do the same thing with the minigun if the LMG, is if people like it
way more popular.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I would expect.
Yeah.
Not that I play Fortnite a lot, but it seems like a logical
we'll see.
development.
And the last thing, there is a free backpack available until this Thursday, April 19th, because of the unexpected server downtime. I think it was down for almost like a full day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, I think it's cool. It's like, hey, we're sorry. Here's a free backpack.
Yeah, that's nice.
So yeah, that's it for Fortnite. Moving on to Overwatch, there's a new seasonal event, as many people probably know. It's live right now. It's the Overwatch Archives 2018. I think it's like a sequel to last year's event.
Sequel to Retribution.
Yeah.
Or no, not Retribution. What was it called?
Uprising.
And from what I tell is, in addition to the new aspects of it, players will also get a second chance to play Uprising.
No,
if you didn't last year. Yeah,
that's cool.
So yeah, right now, I think this is what they're going to be calling this event. Like last year was called Uprising. I think every year from now on, it's going to be called Overwatch Archives.
And it'll be kind of like a lore-based event every year.
Yeah, lore-based
That's really
event.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So currently, the new one is take command of the agents of Blackwatch and face off against Talon in an exciting new brawl called Retribution. So this is like a revenge mission that
it's PvE, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That you're going on like in the trailer. I only saw it like a couple weeks ago, and I haven't rewatched it. But Reaper's not Reaper yet. Very lore based, specific about a mission that.
Which is interesting because he's actually Soldier 24.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
that's pretty cool.
So it's interesting. Like it makes you think, okay, maybe there's a bunch of soldiers then.
Yeah, that makes sense.
76.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's a skin, right?
Blackwatch Reyes. Oh, Soldier 24, I don't know. I believe his skin is called Blackwatch Reyes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, I'll check.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
No, it's basically Reaper before he's whatever happened to him. With,
before he's Reaper.
Yeah. So he has a
maybe we'll get some little info on that at the end of this co-op mission.
I forgot who I was talking.
Would you want to play that on Wednesday?
Possibly,
yeah.
Well, because I forgot I was talking. I might have been talking to Matt or something. I'm like, battle royale. Like, what did? And I'm like, I always think of this. I'm like, what did we play before? And it was pretty much Overwatch. Overwatch was really big, and then it was not.
I know you guys were really into it. That was still during the time frame where we were playing Arc nonstop.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
and I was waiting for Battlefront 2. PUBG came along.
Yep.
Battlefront 2 sucked. No, I'm sorry. But yeah, no. I'd be down to play it because I actually didn't play last year's Uprising event. Totally missed it. That was like around the time I got out of it.
Oh, okay.
Because that was like the first event I missed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I played it like once and didn't get it. So yeah, I'm excited to beat it. What you're saying here? You said about Soldier 24 Reaper.
That's fine.
It's going to be unlocked. Yeah, it says Soldier 24 Reaper. So maybe I'm thinking of a different skin for Reaper. I don't know.
So because there's new legendary skins. We got Blackwatch Moira, Scion, Hanzo, Soldier 24 Reaper, Talon Doomfist, Specimen 28 Winston, and more.
Yeah.
So I think Specimen 28 Winston is not that cool of a skin unless I saw it wrong.
I don't remember.
It was kind of basic looking. I could totally be wrong though. I like Winston. In other news, they updated a couple things. I think this is a little old, but you can now you have an option now to avoid a player as a teammate. So like, the game won't match you with him again.
Well, so there's some comments there that elaborate on this. That's only for a week.
That makes sense.
It's not permanent. Yeah, I mean that's nice because you won't be matched with that person for a week. I sort of like the idea of not being. I mean, I think there's enough Overwatch players to go around.
Yeah. Unless like you're in the top 500.
But then again, I think it falls in line with more of Overwatch's. They want to build a community that grows. Like everyone's improving in their behavior, in their skill. They're very focused on one of their developers came out and said like, wow, the Overwatch community is really toxic. And it's like, what are you talking about? I don't think you guys are playing other games.
No, definitely not League.
Yeah, so I think that falls in line with some of their focuses, that they want people to get along. Understandably, though, you may need a break from some people. And I think you can only use it up to 2 people. Gives you a player up to 2 players can be selected with this feature. So I mean, you're not gonna be like
banning everyone from your.
They sort of want you to work on getting along with people that don't want to get along with you. And then just a couple other quick things. The poor teamwork drop-down menu has been removed. The griefing drop-down menu option has been renamed Gameplay Sabotage.
Interesting.
So sort of a combination of those two things, it seems like.
Right.
And takes the term griefing out, which I think griefing is a bit of an overused term sometimes.
Yeah.
So I think they want to change the language around that.
Gameplay Sabotage just sounds like better.
Yeah, I think it sounds better, yeah.
Like, makes more sense.
Yeah, because sometimes people that like claim griefing all the time, they're griefing. Like
right.
They're tearing everything up for people. So, interesting the way that they changed the language there. And they have some standards for how you should be using it. And then last thing is they had a ton of character changes and bug fixes in addition to all this stuff on the patch. So if you play Overwatch a lot, obviously you're probably going to be checking out to see if your character was changed. D.Va got a bit of a nerf. That was one of the more notable things. Yeah.
Why?
It was very small, they said, but yeah, I still think D.Va's OP. Like,
I don't think so.
Maybe I don't know how to fight her against her all that well, but
I mean, maybe they added a lot of damage to her kit with the missiles or whatever.
Yeah, I think they took it. There was like. They reduced it from 6 to 4, but I forget all the math. But
I just still don't like how they got rid of her matrix.
Yeah,
by half or whatever. Sad. But moving on away from Fortnite now, Overwatch. Obviously, a lot of people know about God of War, and it's coming out Friday, and the NDA was removed, I think, on last Thursday, and a lot of the reviews are great. like really high, like tens.
Yeah.
I was listening to a couple podcasts today about it actually. A lot of people are saying, I was listening to the IGN podcast and they were saying that they loved it, but they weren't big on the previous ones. And then I was listening to the Game Informer podcast and they were saying that they are really into God of War and they still say this is their favorite overall.
Wow.
So
favorite. That's pretty big.
So yeah, I mean, IGN gave it a 10, GameSpot gave it a 9, has a 95 on Metacritic, only behind GTA 5. So yeah,
wow.
For PlayStation,
I think they really not only took. I mean, they had to change the storyline up, I believe. I haven't played any of the previous God of War games, but they went pretty extreme with this. I think it makes the story feel separate enough that you don't have full ownership of it. You know, like when you get deep into a series, sometimes that becomes an issue.
Right.
Of, oh, he can't do the things he used to do, and I miss that so much. And it's like, well, he's got a kid to protect, and there's issues. He can't be flailing chain axes around while his kid's there.
Right.
He needs a magical axe that flies that he can direct.
And a lot of people have gone out of their way to say that you're it's not like an escort mission. His son is fine on his own type of thing.
Yeah, he's working with his dad.
Yeah, and he has a big part of the gameplay.
I was watching. Yeah, I watched some of the gameplay, and some of the monsters that they're fighting are so big it makes me feel like I'm watching Dark Souls or something. So I saw the kid get hit a couple times, and I was like, oh, how's that kid not dead? But I mean, he is Kratos' son, so he's probably a little durable.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, no, it sounds really great. PlayStation's killing it with their exclusives.
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to Spider-Man, like we've talked about.
Yeah.
I
gotta get to Silver in League so I can start playing all my PlayStation games.
Right. So in line with Spider-Man, not to change topics, but the collector's edition for Spider-Man sold out on Amazon and Best Buy.
I didn't think I had to order it yet.
I did not either.
I wasn't even thinking
I did
about
not either. Because Best Buy has their Game Pass, which is $30 for 2 years, but it gives you 20% off.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, it would pay itself off with the collector's edition because it would be $120.
Oh wow,
$30. So it would be like original price, but then you'd have it for the next 2 years. Or I was talking to Jake about it. I was like, dude, we'll just share it. We'll buy them all on one account or whatever, and get the discount.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. Maybe they wouldn't allow that. I don't know.
I could see them limiting it to one per customer per day.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think you could probably pre-order two. I think they might set a limit to one pre-order.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I mean, regardless, that's crazy though.
Mm.
I mean, you can still get it on Target and Walmart and stuff. Just sites that have a deal.
Guess I gotta go to Walmart.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't want to go to Walmart
or Target.
Don't really want to go to Target.
No.
I went to Target.
GameStop might have it still.
Yeah, I went to Target this weekend, and it was because we had to get a card for a wedding we were going to.
Yeah.
And I had a $25 gift card, and we were almost like, just give him the gift card. But I was like, no, it might expire, or it might look used. We don't have the wrapper. Let's get him a proper gift or whatever. And then I was like, okay, this card's really, the $25 gift card is you're not gonna buy something that useful. So we bought the card at Target and then I was gonna have 15 plus left over. So I was just trying to find stuff to spend this gift card on, because I don't want to have to come back to Target with a $14.95 gift card, and I couldn't find anything. I was like, I don't want any of this stuff. I don't like shopping here. Yeah, I don't like going to Target. That was a weird sidetrack.
Yeah, no. So yeah, no, that was interesting though. Yeah, no, it's crazy though because it was only announced this month and it's already sold out.
Already sold out, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get on that.
Yeah. So moving on from that though, we have Battlefront 2 news finally. So there's Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
So Ben Walk is the new community manager, and he's been doing a great job with Battlefront 2. But unfortunately, all they have for this month is a new limited game mode and some customization. So the new game mode And in all fairness, the mode sounds cool, but people have been waiting for season 2 for like forever, and they also want to be Clone Wars because they want Clone Wars. So, with that being said, the new mode is Night on Endor, and it's basically an Ewok versus Stormtroopers mode. And so we don't know the exact details yet, but basically how it works is it'll probably be, I don't know if it'll be like half and half split between the Stormtroopers and Ewoks, but once you die as a Stormtrooper, you'll respawn as an Ewok.
Oh.
So it's kind of like, the Ewok side will get bigger and bigger.
That's
but obviously Stormtroopers are more well-equipped than Ewoks. So yeah, no, that sounds really fun, and it'll be at night on Endor. I think Stormtroopers have like flashlights or whatever.
Okay.
And I would assume it's on a new map too. That would make sense because I'm sure like they'll have an Ewok village and everything you can jump down from. So it sounds fun. But people obviously want Clone Wars stuff. They want season 2 stuff. And unfortunately, it sounds like it is definitely going to be solo themed. It's all but confirmed. Because the movie comes out next month. He said in the I think it's called like a community transmission or something.
Okay. Yeah.
He said that, I forgot how he worded it exactly, but he basically said, there's gonna be 2 type of content drops moving forward. One will be like Night of Endor, and one will be more season based, and those will tie in movies and anniversaries. And obviously, the next movie is gonna be solo. So
yeah.
So it seems pretty confirmed, unfortunately. So it just kind of sucks because the original trilogy has the most content already, and now you're gonna throw in more. And when you already have like Han and like Chewie, I mean, they could probably add other heroes that are from the movie, but I don't know. It's people aren't happy, but again, you have to consider people on social media don't make up the whole player base, yada yada.
Yeah. There could be a lot of happy people just logging in every night to play Battlefront.
Yeah, I mean, the new movie will come out, and people then want to go play the game and play as those heroes and on those maps.
Yeah, it makes business sense. Like, you can't fault them for this as much as previous things.
I agree. I think, unfortunately, I bet you their plan was to have Clone Wars content sometime in the winter, like February maybe. But because of how screwed up the game was, and they had to redo it, they couldn't do it. They couldn't add more Clone Wars stuff.
Yeah.
So what we have to hope, if you like Clone Wars, is that they have a bunch of stuff in the works, and it will just be added down the line. That's the best we can hope for, honestly. I know someone gave a hopeful response, was that this could be like Battlefront 2015's Outer Rim. No one like really wants it, but it was one of the best DLCs they had for that game. So maybe you don't really want solo stuff. You don't want more original trilogy stuff, but it could be actually really fun. It could play really well. But as far as the customization goes, they've said that there's going to be 40 total trooper customization, but it's really weird how they're doing it in this game. How each faction has unique skins, and it's also based on class too. For example, you could have like a Quarren, which is a certain alien, but that's only for heavy class.
Oh.
And like a Twi'lek is only for specialist class. So it's like really weird how they're doing it. I don't know why they're limiting it so much. Especially because Battlefront 2015 has such a cool progression. Once they really updated it down the road, and it was like, okay, you select female or male, you could change your body to whatever skin you wanted, and you could change your head to whatever alien head or just face you wanted.
Yeah.
And it didn't, obviously that game didn't have classes, but I don't know why they would really limit it to classes. Like, if you have like a normal face, why can't you have different faces for rebels, resistance? You have clones, you have stormtroopers. I guess those are the only 2.
Yeah. I guess it sort of seems like they just like making things more complicated than they need to be.
That must be it.
That's it. They like rules. Like there's a lot of type A personalities over at EA that want rules, and it's like, oh yeah, we should put Twi'leks in the game. What can't they do? They can't be these classes.
I don't like. It doesn't make sense. Like if I'm playing as a rebel or resistance, it doesn't matter what class I am. I should be able to play as the alien species I want to. And on top of that, why don't you have a male and a female Twi'lek?
EA's species.
And like for the officers, for the first order officers, you can't be a male. You can only be a female.
Really?
Yeah. Which I'm not against, but like, what the heck? Why can't I be both?
Yeah, you should be. I mean, you should be able to be both.
Because I think like the officer for the rebels and resistance is a male.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. So, but at least there's some customization.
It's like, what if just the short answer is, well, we didn't make a male one, so we haven't made one yet.
It definitely is. I guess. I don't know.
They're like, we never got around to that. And we are pushing this out as quickly as we can somehow. While Disney is breathing down our neck because of how badly we messed this up.
Well, I said this, I think, on Twitter. I was like, if all they did was they took the time, the wasted time that they developed on the disgustingly bad loot crate progression system and put that into a fleshed out customization cosmetic system, which had microtransactions, which would have been fine, and you would have made the players happy, you would have made Disney happy, you would have made money, but no, it's just like, I don't know. They say they want to continue this game as a live service. Good luck with that. So I don't know. The hero skins they've added. Get ready for this. This is the hero skins that they've added. We have on the top of the board bandaged Chewie. So you know how Chewie in The Force Awakens gets hit with a blaster bolt, and Finn has to wrap some gauze around his arm. Yeah, that's a skin. That's a skin. Yep. You know what they should have done is that could have been a cool customization for a trooper.
That's a customization feature.
Yeah, and you can buy
bandages. Yep, bandaged anything.
And you can just put on your arm, on, off.
Yeah,
easy. Maybe it costs a couple thousand credits. Whatever, it's cool. Well, so someone on Twitter did point out that there's Chewie from the Solo trailer has like goggles. Again, that could be a skin. Very simple, but at least it looks cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I want to be Chewie.
Well, he could also be a slightly different color fur. Maybe he's a little darker fur. He's not getting up there in years.
And you know what? They probably definitely will with the Solo season. I bet you they will have a Chewie skin from Solo. Maybe same thing with Han. Maybe he's younger.
It's not that hard to make skins, guys. Like, even League of Legends first skins were just recolors. Put them in a new color. Put a shamrock on that rock.
I mean, honestly, like Twi'leks come in different colors.
Yeah,
they're not all blue.
No,
like recolor, but people would.
But then you see that could all be just customization options on your troops, like any of your classes. Whereas some of these skins just seem a little like scarred Kylo. Okay, is his outfit different at all? No, you just put a line there. Again, you could put that line on anybody in the game.
That's all they can do. I honestly think it's either they're really bad or it's just honestly too much work. It's just too much work to create a new model. I don't know what it is.
Well, making new models does throw off things in game. You wouldn't necessarily need to do a remodel though.
Right. But you have to also think like, okay, this is going to be our money maker. So yes, it takes a lot of work, but hey, do it because it makes us money.
You're actually like making me like give them points. Like, making a new model in games is oftentimes problematic because then things are not competitively fair. For a long time, Gragas was only used in LCS with his diver skin because it had a different hitbox or a different model. He was skinnier.
That's fair.
He was less easy.
Battlefront 2 is not competitive in any way.
It's not. But someone might have brought that up. I don't know. The other thing about some of the changes, like my mind, okay, you want to make a new Kylo? Make a light side Kylo. Which I was going to say isn't canon.
Nope.
But it is.
No.
Yeah. There was one scene where he was training with Luke.
That's true.
I just remembered that as I was trying to fight it. So
that would be a skin people would buy.
Yeah, that's a skin
easily.
You need.
That's true. That is kind of canon. They could easily make that a Luke skin too, old Luke.
Yeah, or I mean, okay, maybe this is probably, I would hope it's upcoming, is future skins for, this is actually fun. Future skins for Kylo, specifically Knights of Ren Kylo. Which you could say is just mask on, but maybe he has, some other, like, epaulets or something. Supreme Leader Kylo. Shirt off Kylo.
Oh, dude. Swolo Kylo. Dude, people would easily buy it.
Yeah.
Easily. They probably won't do it, though. I don't know why.
I mean,
instead
those are
we
all
have
canon ideas, so I don't know why they shouldn't.
Right. Instead, we have Administrator Lando, helmetless Iden, which, granted, should be a skin. I'm not saying it shouldn't be, but these are like,
that's like, it's got to be like the lowest of low skins.
This is like the bottom tier. Like, okay, I'll buy it just to have a different skin.
Yeah.
We had the only cool one is hooded Yoda. I mean, again, just a little tweak.
That seems cool, yeah.
But at least it's cool. And then we have Endor, Leia, and Han, and Octu Rey from the island.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It just.
I mean, then again, it's not early in the development. See, the thing is when you have a game that has, they want to have a long life cycle, but it is a fixed life cycle. So these are the things you need to have up front.
Yeah.
If you want to make more money.
Yeah.
Like, even thinking from a business perspective, you need skins to sell on launch.
They shot themselves in the foot, unfortunately.
Because they were trying to make it for the movie.
They're trying to make it for the movie, which is a given.
Like, it was a timing.
Oh, it definitely was. But you have to think also, they ripped the deals, the microtransactions out on launch. So they lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it was to save the game at launch, essentially.
Yeah.
Because of how bad it was. I don't know. It's like, did they not like have people, like normal people, test the game before it came out and was like, dude, like this system kind of sucks, man. Like I don't know. Like,
well, you had people that are getting, I don't know, the whole idea of like game changers or stuff like that. It's like, maybe they're not being directly paid, but are their plane tickets being paid for, and are they getting tons of press?
Yeah.
Yeah, then you're not gonna. It's less than likely that you would be.
I think they give
critical.
I think they give them honest feedback. I think everyone's different though.
Yeah.
It's just tough to say though. Like, like you said, like they don't want to like
lose that connection, which is completely understandable. And there's a difference between being critical publicly and critical to the developer. Just be like, no, like I'm not gonna mention this, but you need to change this.
So the EA, I think it wasn't like the CEO, but it was like the chief executive someone, and he was saying how they've really learned from this game and how Anthem and the next Battlefield will learn from its mistakes. That's good. It just really sucks that Star Wars had to be the
fallen soldier or whatever.
Yeah, like the one to have to learn this lesson from. Like that shouldn't be the case. Like that is a huge screw up. And honestly, Disney should just move on from EA. They really should.
Like, I see this sentiment that, like, okay, yeah, we want microtransactions. We want skins and stuff like that. Like, I would want to buy skins for cash. I'm not, like, no one's against that. I feel like larger companies don't see the difference between that and paying for XP or paying for upgrades. And I hope that they can see that, because it's a big thing. I'm pretty sure it's understood that it's a big thing, but
even like it's tough. Even like XP, I think is viewed differently than
XP is
straight like items that
XP
make it better.
XP boost.
No, you're right. Yeah,
do it.
I mean,
you don't have as much time as I have. Okay, like whatever.
Right, but like I mean, they had Mountain Dew, double XP.
Yep.
Like no one was like mad.
That was definitely like a small stepping stone because everybody's buying Mountain Dew. Like,
well, right. Yeah. It was a cool little but no one's complaining like, oh, you have double XP. You're leveling up faster than me.
No,
it's like, dude, go
just
to the store and buy some Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it's like it was understood that okay, this is now part of the game. It's not even costing you any money. It's just you like Mountain Dew, don't you? Like you're not.
But again, it's not like it made you better. The skill was still the defining factor.
Yeah.
It's just like, honestly, it's sad. They've fixed it, but I think it's a little too late.
I just, with that comment that they're learning, I hope that they are actually learning. Like, they are coming to understand what the gaming community thinks about certain things.
It's tough. I mean, as someone who loves Star Wars but is having a hard time playing this game, I'm in a tough spot personally, but like I know a lot of people play it all the time and they are like really invested in making it a better game. And then you have a lot of people who are just like, yeah, Star Wars is cool, like whatever, and they're just not playing it cuz it's bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think back to the first game, and I know not a lot of people agree with this, but I still like that game better. I think it was simpler and it made it a more fun game. I wanted classes really badly, and the idea is great, but for some reason in this game, personally, I just don't think it works. I don't know why. I think honestly part of it may be the fact that different classes have different health. I love that idea at first, but I don't know. It's too casual for them to be that in depth. No one plays together. There's no like squatting up. It's all still just running and get kills. And that and with that game, I don't think the classes work in that area. You have officers who are just straight up, officers are supposed to be like the support class. No, they grab the blurg with like some OP modification and they're just shooting you across the map. It's like, I don't know, maybe that's fun. Personally, I don't find that fun. I like the first game better. I thought it was just simpler and more fun. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why. Like, I think it would just go simpler. Like, you had all the guns, and you just picked whatever gun. You had your star cards. You selected star cards, which I don't like the idea of star cards. I think it should just be a loadout, but whatever. And you just did your thing. I don't know. I don't know.
I think when they introduce more mechanics, you're eventually going to need meta changes, and balances, which is part of a competitive game. And this game's not. It is competitive because you are competing for wins, but it's not like
competitive as far as like it's individual competitiveness,
the majority of players,
not team.
The majority of players don't work out plans with their teammates to execute.
And even if you're playing with friends, you don't play together.
It's hard. It's really hard because your respawn times are so, like, you die so quickly. Like, you can't stand still for 30 seconds to try to meet up with people.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the first game with more content with this game would have been a better. Maybe it wouldn't have satisfied the people who wanted classes and all that stuff. I think overall, though, it would have been more fun, though.
I think if they wanted to keep doing that, something like Demolition in Call of Duty, or things that have kept the Call of Duty, like Deathmatch doesn't keep the Call of Duty competitive scene alive.
No,
it's the smaller game modes. So with time, they could release things like those, and it would make the officer class make way more sense. Like maybe even not 5v5 or 5v5, maybe 10v10. And you could have 1 to 2 officers, 2 heavies, bunch of soldiers, maybe 1 specialist or something. 2 specialists.
I think we had talked about this, but I really just think Battlefront 2 has a lost identity. Like, I don't think it really knows what it wants to be because there's just too many moving parts, let alone all the stuff with microtransactions.
It wants to be a money-making machine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as far as the game, it's not the worst game. It's just
it's
more decisions need to be. It's impossible to just. You can't just be the game you want it to be.
Like
right
for
now.
me, even when I do jump in every now and again, like I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna be the assault class.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like I just jump in. I'm just like I just want to shoot stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want to be heavy and think about having. I don't know. Like everyone, and that's the thing. Everyone finds the thing that makes the most damage and the most kills with each class, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
No one uses a heavy. Not everyone, but most people just use the heavy for the sentry or whatever to get lots of kills, or the shield because 1v1ing is easy.
Yeah. Or
they'll use the officer with the OP pistol gun and get kills. People use the shotgun on the assault class because it's 1-hit kill up close.
Yeah, so it's more kill oriented than objective based.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think they wanted it to be more team and objective oriented, but no one plays it like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna change that, but
Battlefront 3. I think they should honestly just stop now and make it Battlefront 3.
I don't think they should do that.
I think they should.
'Cause we won't be in between.
There's more development
needed. There's gonna be fresh content. Yeah, but it's
what they needed
have
to
they
do.
Have they made their money back? I guess is the question.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not.
I mean, well, yeah, it's still sold really well compared to other games. I don't know what their budget was.
Sure, it was pretty high.
I think because they didn't meet their expected goal, that they'll probably try to make that up. But I think it needs more development time. Like 5 game modes is okay, but like more development on heroes. Like to only have Yoda and Darth Maul, and Yoda's really an original trilogy character.
Mm-hmm.
So to only have Darth Maul, like no Obi-Wan, no Anakin, no Count Dooku, no Grievous, no even all the Clone Wars characters that people love. None of those. Like those, like Anakin and Obi-Wan need to be in the game at launch in order to satisfy the people who wanted more niche characters and like Clone Wars and stuff.
Yeah.
You don't have like the main characters from a certain era, and you still don't 6 months after it's launched. This is what I said on day one. I was like, I'm really afraid that they're not going to add it for a long time, and at that point, it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. So I think they should stop, make Battlefront 3, and learn. And like they said, learn from their mistakes and make it a better, more fleshed out game.
I think Disney has the resources to just start making it and finish this one out.
Yeah, probably. But you know what I mean, though? Like, if they stopped now and made... Because they have so many assets. Literally, all they have to do is go back to the drawing board and make more and re-release the game as Battlefront 3, and it would sell again.
Do you think they're banking on Deluxe Edition? Or, like, Game of the Year Edition? Game of the Year Edition.
It's not a chance.
Yeah, they really shouldn't be... but some sort of edition like that.
I don't know.
They better not. I do think that's a stupid idea.
I think because they've said that people have come back after the progression update with the fact that the game probably is really low to buy right now. It's probably really cheap. So I think they're big on the fact that it's bringing people back, and now they're going to be releasing content around the movie, which will probably be, get people once they see the movie to want to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some people will buy a skin. Who knows?
Yeah.
I think that's what they're banking on. I feel like after Solo and into, I think again once it's November, they should stop like they did with the last game.
I could see that.
They said they want to continue it. I
think November's a good time frame, because I mean a year for some games is a lot longer than they last.
Yeah,
and so you might not make any like large amounts of profit, but I would think, especially if you start pumping out really good updates over the course of the next 6 months, you should be able to recoup, most of your losses.
It's tough, like, because
in skins, like you have to release skins.
They did add like a ton of heroes that everyone wants, a ton of skins everyone wants. Is that enough to get everyone to come back to it and play it? That I obviously don't know. But like, say like, I don't know, could they release it as like Ultimate Edition like they did the last game in sometime next year, or not next year, but later in this year? I don't know, because like you want those people to realize like, oh hey, like we fixed a ton of stuff, added a ton of stuff that you want, but we've seen it before in other games. Sometimes that just doesn't bring people back though.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know. It's a shame, really. Everything though. It's like the tragedy of Battlefront 2.
Yeah. If they were gonna do like an Ultimate Edition, I think it would just be to get the sales they never got up front.
Yeah.
And then leave it.
Yeah.
This is the best we ever did. Never supported again. Like maybe a bug fix if there's a game breaking bug someone discovers. Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of Battlefront talk.
Yeah.
A lot more than we expected to do. Or maybe more than I expected.
No, I didn't expect to talk about that much. I don't know. It's like because I think part of me is so closely fond of the originals, and so you want it to be like original worthy. And so I don't know. I'm not a kid, so I don't know. Maybe kids find it really fun and they don't think about all the stuff we think about.
Yeah, you'd have to talk to someone a little older and say like, "Hey, was this game really bad? Was Battlefront
Right.
1 and 2 really bad?"
Because maybe they loved it and they're like, "This is stinking awesome. I can play as all these characters." And
I think it's a side effect of I think there's an element of this. Like everybody has a decent sized voice to complain now.
Yeah.
Because everyone's online.
Right.
And it's not always a bad thing, like we're seeing in PUBG, where they're developing it alongside with the community. And we're going to get a game everyone likes more by the end of it. So there's pluses and minuses to it, you know?
Yeah.
Even if we're wrong, hopefully the larger picture product is better overall.
Right. I don't know. Like, when it first came out and, like, we had the party and everything, like, Heroes vs. Villains was really fun.
Yep.
When we can get it to actually work. So, I don't know. It's almost like how much of it is my distaste for the movie? How much of it is distaste for the progression system? Now we're 6 months later. None of my friends play.
I don't know.
I don't know. We can stop talking about it.
Okay.
And that's probably the show actually. So, yeah, if you enjoyed our if you enjoyed our criticism of Battlefront 2, leave us a review in iTunes and tell us how much you dislike Battlefront 2 as well.
Now we're going to get some reviews.
I'm just kidding. But no, so to wrap up the show, guys, you can follow us on Twitch for our live shows every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You can follow us over on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitter and YouTube at Respawn Mondays. You can find the podcast where you find podcasts. You can leave us a review on iTunes because that will help us out. You can give us feedback because that will tell us stuff.
Supposedly really helpful.
Yeah. And we want to know.
Yeah.
You can follow me personally if you want to at NikkiGirl7 on Twitter or at NikkiGirl Gaming on YouTube. What about you, Elias?
You can follow me at Tolmaeth on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. TOLMAEITH. And I think as well, you can send us an email if you have, criticism that is longer than an iTunes review.
Let us know what you think of Battlefront 2. Actually, I want to know.
Yeah, we'd love to get some fan opinions on the show. And obviously, I know some people popped into chat, and if you do you're listening to the podcast, you want to pop into Twitch chat, stop on by, and we can have a conversation if you want.
Yeah. And so just to reiterate, our email is respawn.mondays@gmail.com for that. Outside of that, the only other thing is that we have a Patreon at patreon.com/respawnmondays. If you want to throw us a tip, we would greatly appreciate it. But outside of that, you can catch us here every week on Monday. Podcast is usually up Tuesdays. So that's our show, guys. I'm Nick Barry.
I'm Elias Christensen.
And thanks for respawning with us.
We'll see you next week.